Star Wars Destiny is one of the most popular collectible games to come out in the last few years, and we can't get any of it. What's up with that? Well, let's go straight to Fantasy Flight / Asmodee North America and find out. Hi folks, Tim Morgan here, and in my role as one of the owners of Around the Table Game Pub in Linwood, Washington, I am here in Las Vegas at the GAMA Trade Show. And one of the questions that everyone is wanting to ask is, what's up with Star Wars Destiny? Why isn't there any? What was the whole fiasco with the pre-release for the next set, Rise of the Rebellion? And so we went straight to Fantasy Flight / Asmodee and found out.
Star Wars Destiny. Yes. The kind of the turnaround story of the year. It's the biggest release in Fantasy Flight Games history. It's also the biggest print run and production the company has ever undertaken. All right? And it went from a very lackluster response to the announcement to the juggernaut we have today. At the end of the presentation, I'm going to go into some more details about that. But before then, there's plenty of other games that we need to talk about today. And so I'm going to turn it over to Brian to run you through some exciting new releases for the year. And then I'm going to come finish up and talk about the last two games of the day, including Destiny, okay? So thank you. Speaking of course, we're going to end with the juggernaut that is Destiny. So, as I alluded to earlier today, this is kind of the comeback kid in a lot of ways. And I'm going to take you through the journey of where we've been, where we're at, and where we're going with the game. So, we announced the game right before Gen Con. To quite honestly, a pretty lackluster response. A lot of FFG fans who are really big into the LCG model were upset that Fantasy Flight was doing a collectible game. A lot of people looked at those big, colorful dice and thought that it was very kid-like and it was a mass market product or something that was not for the core audience. They assumed it was going to be very simplistic. So we showed it off a week later at Gen Con, started winning people over, but there was still a lot of skepticism on the product. What the world didn't know is, to get that out in December, we had to start manufacturing the product in June. So we were already ramped up manufacturing the product. It's been a 6-month cycle from start to finish on the manufacturing side for this, because of the complexity of the dice, in which very early on we were having unacceptable fail rates on the dice, getting them right. Then there was some coalition issues that we had to deal with. So it was a very slow, kind of painful process. We continued to demo the game at all of the distributor open houses for the rest of the year. Slowly, some people were coming over, but there was still a lot of headwind for the game. Then we got to November, where it came time to call out for the numbers. And I have to tell you, the pre-orders that came in November were frightening in a very low way. I mean, it was a disastrously low number of pre-orders. To the point I can tell you, there was a single retailer that ordered direct from us that had ordered more product than all but one of the distributors individually. There was only one of the 5 distributors that had ordered more product than that retailer. That retailer, in fact, had ordered more product than some of the territories in Europe did. So we had, as you can imagine, some very serious meetings and some sleepless nights over what we're going to do, because we had printed an astronomical amount of product. Quite literally, it is the biggest production run that the company had ever done in its history. And we were looking at some of the lowest numbers we had ever seen for a product of that status. So it was, I'll be honest, it was pretty frightening. So we kept moving forward though, because we thought that we had a great product. And luckily it turned around at our preview event and the pre-releases you guys had. Those several retailers here this week have shared with me that even their pre-releases were not huge successes for them. But that's the time the dam kind of broke with the game. And then the first wave came out on my birthday, December 1st. It was a nice present for me. I thought with the production of the race, I thought it was very kind of them. And it just took off like a juggernaut. It was like a runaway freight train at that point. So from there, we were looking at the problem because we had already started manufacturing set 2, even though with the numbers we saw in November, we weren't sure if anybody really wanted it, but we knew if we were going to move forward with the game, we had to have it. So we were deep in production in December already on set 2, and now we have the problem of, well, how are we going to reprint the first set? It takes 6 months to get a set to market. So the production team moved heaven and earth, went to China, we're working 24/7 with the factories over there to figure out how to expand the production capabilities. The reason we didn't say anything at that time was we wanted to make sure that when we had information to share that it was accurate. I felt like the worst thing we could do is, after, say, the second wave hit in mid-December, to say, oh, don't worry, more products coming in March, when we didn't know if it really was or not. There was no way that we could tell, because we also had Chinese New Year coming out. So we didn't want to speculate on when we could get more product to market until we knew. So recently, we've announced the new reprint for set 1. And there's probably a little bit of confusion in the wording, so I want to clear that up for you guys here face to face very, very clearly. We've said there is one more limited edition reprint of Awakenings, and that's it. Limited does not mean it's a small print run. I can tell you it's a very significant print run. I think it's going to go a long way to feeding the market. Will it satisfy everybody? I have no idea. It's a collectible game. These things, and right now this is a runaway train, so it's really hard to tell. But I can tell you that we've taken a big leap of faith, and we think it's a significant help towards that goal. Set 2 is also in motion. The production team did an amazing job figuring out how to do this. Expanded, we helped invest with the factories, expanding the capabilities so that we can print more. Because not only is set 2 and set 1 in production at the same time, we've also upped the print run on that second set. So, yes, sir?
Will people be able to play with just set 2 if I clear it on my shelf and then no set 1 left?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely they will. Set 2 is going to release in waves, and when it's gone, it's gone. It's one print run. The same thing with set 3. We've also announced that we have set 2 coming in May, the reprint of set 1 coming in June, early fall will be set 3. That will also be one print run that will be released in waves. Then at the end of the year will be the first true base set for the game. Some people were asking me this week, what do we mean by a base set? So a base set is going to be a new set of starter decks and booster packs that we're committing to keep in print as much as possible throughout the year until a new base set repeats it, okay? It replaces it. So that will be always, so they'll make sure that there is always an entry point for people to get into the game, because we understand that that's very important. It's very important to note that we're taking this game very, very seriously, and there's been some challenges and some bumps in the road. Those of you who know me know I'm very transparent about that. Would I like to see things go better? Absolutely. Because, it's our job, too, to sell this product, right? That's what we're doing. It's our livelihood. So we get it. We're in there with you on it. It's not something that we're taking lightly. There's just been a lot of challenges from a manufacturing production standpoint, from a logistics standpoint. And that's going to lead me into this preview event for set 2, which did not go the way that we had hoped it would. In fact, logistically, it looked like it was going to be impossible to do that event, so we just planned to not do it. Literally, as the product was being loaded on containers for the ship in China, word came to us that we had this brief window that we could airship around the world a small amount of product to do some preview events. That's all we could do. And we took a huge gamble with listening to the noise out there about people just desperate to see new product and see new cards and all of that some product would be better than none. Now, I understand that didn't work out as well. We asked a lot to try to pull this off, and we weren't able to do it to our standards and to our expectations and what you should expect from us and what we expect from ourselves. So I apologize for that, and I can tell you that's the last time an incident like that's going to happen. We're going to do events like that differently in the future to make sure everybody has access to them. Will we ever make a mistake on this game again? I hope not, but it's possible, but we're not going to repeat mistakes, and we're going to get better every time. And so we hope that we're going to grow in this thing together.
Are you going to cancel the event then for set 2 since no one can run it
Well, there's more than 10 stores that can run it. No, we're not going to cancel the event. The product's on the way, and that was just two wrongs at this point is not going to make it right. So take that away from the people that did get into that. All right? So I can take a couple more questions, and then we're going to have to go to the next presentation. We're going to be here all week to talk about this stuff, and we're also going to be at the FFG presentation later today, and I will stay until you run out of questions or my blood sugar crashes from hunger, either one of the two. All right? So, starters will be out. Actually, I just found out 2 hours ago that we are going to have starters in your store March 30th. So, it didn't look like we were going to be able to get them until mid-April, but the production team, logistics, pulled off a miracle, and they will be there Thursday, March 30th. All right? And then there's already another print run of those starters that are in the works. Those starters we're going to keep reprinting until the new starter product comes out with the base set in December. Bless you. Yes, sir.
So you said it takes about 6 months.
Yep. Yep.
That means that SLR, everyone is all of
No. We've ramped it up. Absolutely. We had to figure out how to increase our capacity to do the set one reprint. And then by the time we were deep into that, we saw the success of the game. So the set two print run is going to be significantly bigger than set one was. Yes, I hope so. Yes. All right. Anything else?
Question.
Here and then there. Yes.
Expectations of at least 6 months, or plan on lowering that window?
We're working very hard to lower that window, yes. I think the production facility is getting better with every run that they're doing. They're learning a lot more. I can tell you already the fail rate of the dice has dropped dramatically. The collation has gotten a lot stronger. So I think that I can't give you exact numbers right now, but I know that we actually have a guy in China right now who's been there for the past week and a half, and that is working with the factory to improve on all of these things. All right? I will get to you, but first there was somebody over here.
So my question was, with the limited edition, that is meant to, that's going to be tied to the first set, correct? Are we going to see limited editions for the recipe sets?
Yeah, so how it's going to go going on, we're doing this reprint for Awakenings, this one-time reprint, because the demand has just been, it caught everybody off guard, right? As I said, those numbers in November were pathetically low, and now it's gone to one of the hottest things out there. So we've reprinted products so that people can get into the game. But sets 2 and sets 3, the expansion sets going forward, the plan is upping the print runs, but only doing one print run, though they will still be released in waves. Okay?
Thank you.
And one over here.
I just want to say thanks. I mean, this game is amazing. Thanks for making it. I've made a lot of money. We've all made a lot of money on it. I mean, I know you got Boston, bro. And you can't have that, but I just want to say that.
Well, thank you.